Hi, I'm Debbie and welcome to Book and Bujo, where I talk about all things books, bullet journals, and stationery. Today we are going through my August TBRopoly. So welcome if you're new and welcome back if you've been here before. And today we are going to start off with how I did in July before we move into my roles for August for my TBRopoly to see if I need to take a punishment or a reward. So for my first role, I had to read the next book in a series, and for that I read Toll the Hounds by Steven Erikson. This is the 8th book in the Malazan Book of the Fallen series, and I am just over halfway through, so I'm about here. So I just have this little bit left. I have my page markers here or chapter markers. So I'm definitely going to finish this before the end of the month. So my second role, I landed on 23 and 23 books, and for that I had to read Lore, and that was by Alexandra Bracken, and I did read that. For my third role, I got to read Anything I Want, which is always fun, and for that I picked The Whispering Dark by Kelly Andrew, and I did read that. So for my fourth role, I got a 5-star prediction, and for that I chose Best Served Cold by Joe Abercrombie. So this is the 4th book in the First Law world, so it's the next book after the First Law trilogy, and this is a standalone and that's based in that same world. And I have not started this one yet. It's not super long, but I should be able to at least start it and probably get at least halfway through before the end of the month, if not finish it. So I still have almost a week left of the month, so it shouldn't be too hard to finish this one. For my 5th role, I got an ebook, and for that I am reading Court of Nightmares by K.A. Knight, and I am about 80% of the way through, so I will definitely finish this one as well before the end of the month. For my 6th role, I got Read a Classic, and for that I read Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger, and I did read that. For my 7th book, I got to read a middle grade, and for that I chose the 2nd book in the Winter House trilogy by Ben Gooderson, and that was The Secrets of Winter House, and I did read that. For my 8th and final role, I got read the 1st book in the Shadow Magic series, or saga, which is it's basically a compilation of 10 different books that are the starts of series, different fantasy series. And the first book is Huntress Born by Amy Easterling, and that is the first book in the Wolf Legacy series, and also the first book in the Shadow Magic compilation. So the only book, there's 2 books I'm still reading and 1 book I have not read or haven't started yet, and I should have all of those finished by the end of the month, or at least 50% of the way through Best Served Cold. So that's a win, which is exciting and awesome. So I get to draw a rewards card. All right, for my reward, it's blank. For July. Skip next punishment. Sweet. All right, for my reward, I drew skip your next punishment. That's exciting. It'd be nice, so if I do end up having a punishment, it won't be quite so stressful. So how many rolls are we doing this month? 10. So I rolled my 10-sided die and I got a 10. So 10 books for the month, which totally doable, especially since we have the Magical Readathon in August, and there's lots of books to be read for that. So it's nice to get the 10 and try and get all of the Magical Readathon books onto my TBR, and hopefully not have any extras that don't fit between the two. So this is where we left off last time. Let's get started with roll number 1. 3. 1, 2, 3. Odd card. A TBR vet. All right, so roll number 1, I got an odd card, and that was to read a TBR vet. And for that, I will be reading Gods and Monsters by Shelby Mahurin, and this is the 3rd and final book in the Serpent and Dove trilogy, which is also on my series to complete this year, so very excited to get into this one. Roll number 2. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A to Z challenge. Ooh, I don't have too many letters left on that. For roll number 2, I landed on the A to Z challenge, and for that I am going to read Zombie Cherry Chapter 1. So I definitely still need a Z. I also need an N and a U. So once I've read those 3 letters, then I will be done with the A to Z challenge. So Zombie Cherry, and this is by Shoko Konami. Roll number 3. Doubles, of course. Can't get by without any doubles, especially since we didn't have any last month. All right, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that is an even card. And we have a dystopian, which I totally spelled wrong. I'll have to fix that. All right, so roll number 3, I got doubles. Of course, why not? Add on one more, it's fine. And I got an even, and you did notice that I totally spelled the card wrong, and I have now fixed that. So I got dystopian with the correct spelling. And for that, I will be reading Clara and the Sun by Kazu Ishiguro. This has been on my want to read list for quite a while, so I'm very excited to get to this one in August. Okay, so that was roll 3 of 10, and now we are on roll 4 of 11, because we had doubles. Ooh, crazy. 6 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's another even. We have a middle grade. All right, for my 4th out of 11 rolls, I got an even, and that was to read a middle grade book. And for that, I will be reading Across the Desert by Dusty Bowling. So I saw this one earlier this year, I believe. Oh, street sweepers coming by again. Sorry for the added noise. So I came across this book while I was looking for a middle grade or children's book for a prompt for a readathon earlier this year, and I ended up not reading it. It was probably for the Magical Readathon in April, the spring equinox. Possibly. But I didn't read it, so I am very excited to get to it this time. It is set in Arizona, which is fun because, of course, I'm from Arizona, so it's really nice to have a book that's set in the same area that you are. Roll number 5 of 11. 3. 1, 2, 3. And that is an odd. Read a fantasy. Oh, that's my favorite. Roll 5 of 11, I got an odd card, and that was to read a fantasy. So easy. And for that, I will be reading Dust of Dreams by Steven Erikson. It is the 9th book in Malazan Book of the Fallen. One more book and I'm done with that series for the year until I do my reread in 2024 and include all of the Malazan books, not just the core 10. Roll number 6 of 11. More doubles. We got a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Our fantasy bingo book. It's nice to land on that one. That was a new addition to the board. All right, roll number 6. Of course, another double. It's fine. 12 books. It's Magical Readathon, so we're going to have a lot of books anyway, so 12 books is fine. I'll just keep telling myself that. And for roll 6, I landed on our fantasy bingo, which was fun because it's the first time I've had that on the board and finally got to land on it. And for that, I will be reading The Witches of New York, and this is by Amy McKay. So I've heard a lot of amazing things about this book, and I am really excited to get into it. And I like this cover. This one's a nice one, but I almost like the one, I think it has the raven on it and a bottle on the front. I think I almost like that one better, but very excited to dive into this one. And also just a huge thanks to my library for having all of these books and let me check out as many as I wanted for the month. It was great. All right, so roll 7 now of 12. Whoop. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's an even card. A poem. Think about that one. Roll number 7 was an even card, and that was to read a poem. And for that, I will be reading Edgar Allan Poe's A Dream Within a Dream. Roll 8 of 12. 9. Moving right along. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A booktuber rec. Roll 8 of 12 now. I landed on booktuber rec, and for that I will be reading not just a favorite of booktubes, but the author is also a booktuber. So that is very exciting, and I can't wait to read his book, and I'll be reading The Way of Eden by Philip Chase. I will make sure I leave his channel linked below if you want to check him out. Roll 9 of 12. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A non-reading prompt. Oh, and I put these on here upside down. Well, there we go. Take a class. Roll number 9 was a non-reading prompt. Yay! Back to 11 books. 12 rolls, but 11 books. And for that, I need to take a class. And so this could be a class that I attend physically, it could be something online, and I have a few options. So I could take another watercolor class, but I've done that one in the past. I do want to continue taking those, but I'm debating back and forth between doing like a business class where I'm actually learning something that I'm applying to my business, or if I want to take a more fun class and do a flute improv class. So I play the flute, and I play occasionally. Of course, I grew up playing exactly what was written on the page. You don't deviate, you play this and that's it. And so I never developed that improvisational ear. And my husband grew up with jazz, and it's all about improv. So he played trombone and guitar, and it's all about the improv. And I would like to be able to play some stuff with him on my flute. And so maybe take an improvisational flute class. So we'll see. All right, at least one last book. So roll 10, which was supposed to be our final roll, but no, we got 2 doubles. So roll 10 of 12. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A 23 and 23. That's a great one. Oop, got 2. Ooh, Middle Game by Shauna McGuire. Roll 10 of 12. I landed on 23 and 23, which is great. I landed on that last month as well, so I get to knock 2 more books off of that list. And I got Middle Game by Shauna McGuire, which my library also had, so very exciting. I love this cover. It's very interesting. Yes, I'm very excited to get into this one. This has been on my want to read for quite a while, and I know Shauna McGuire is a favorite author for a lot of booktubers, so I can't wait to dive into some of her stuff. So roll 11 of 12. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's an even. The next book in the Trials of Apollo. So actually I'm on Magnus Chase next, and I don't want to skip ahead. So I will swap this with Magnus. Oh, I will swap that with Magnus Chase. Roll 11 of 12, and that was an even card. And that was to read the next book in the Trials of Apollo series. The only issue with this one is the reading order that I'm reading through right now, which is kind of the suggested, which is more of a chronological reading order through the Percy Jackson universe. And that is to read Magnus Chase, then Trials of Apollo, then Magnus Chase, then Trials of Apollo, then Magnus Chase, then Trials of Apollo. You get it? And I just finished the first book in the Trials of Apollo series, so I am then on to the next book, which is the second book in the Magnus Chase series. So I'm going to fudge that one a little bit and read the next book in the Magnus Chase series, which is The Hammer of Thor by Rick Riordan. And I'm very excited to get into this one. I'm getting close to the end, although there is one more book that comes out in September, I believe, which I do have that on pre-order, so hopefully I can get through a couple more of these so I don't have to wait too long to read that one. Right. Final roll. Roll 12 of 12. Yay, no doubles. So 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Another even card. And that is next in a series. Roll 12 of 12. No more doubles. That was great. So just 12 books total. And that was an even card. And that is to read the next book in a series. So I will be reading Men-at-Arms by Terry Pratchett. And I believe this is the 15th book in the Discworld series. They are starting to get longer though. So it may be a little harder to get through all of them as quickly as I was. But yes, Men-at-Arms. Very excited. And that is all of my TBRopoly books. So these are all the ones that I have physically from my library. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 of them that I have physically. The rest of them I have either on audiobook or on my Kindle. So there's the 3. There's the 3 I'll be reading on my Kindle. And the rest will be on audiobook. But wait, there's more. Because I also take part in book clubs and readalongs. So there's more. Let's see. So I will do a separate video for all the readathons. I'm not doing too many of them, but they're a little bit more involved for August just because of Magical Readathon. So I am taking part in the Magical Readathon with G at Book Roast. Also the Buzzwordathon with Books and Lala. And then lastly, the Camp Counselor Readathon, and that is with Books and Bobs. And they do super fun readathons, so totally check out all of their channels. And I will leave those all linked below, as well as Philip Chase's YouTube channel, so you can check out his amazing book, The Way of Eden. For the J&R Book Club with Jashi Curran, we are reading Mental Fitness, and that is by Paul Wood. For the Full Moon Book Club with Jan Agaton, we are reading Court of Undying Seasons, and that is by Adrian Strickland. And then for the Howling Pack with The Wild Sasha, we are reading The Justice of Kings by Richard Swan. Very excited to get to this one. This one's been a BookTube favorite for a while. For the Catch-Up Book Club with Becca and the Books, we are continuing for July and August. We are continuing with Best Served Cold by Joe Abercrombie, and I should have this one finished by July anyway, but this is the July and August book. For the Backlist Book Club with Covers with Cassidy, we are reading Grey Sister, and that is for July and August. So I will most likely start it in July, but finish it in August. And that is by Mark Lawrence, and it's the second book in the Book of the Ancestors series. For the Shadowhunter read-along with Love Lisa, we are reading Chain of Iron by Cassandra Clare, and that is the second book in the Last Hours series. Continuing with read-alongs, we have the Malazan Book of the Fallen read-along, and that's with Kay's Hidden Shelf, and we are reading Dust of Dreams. So I'll be reading Dust of Dreams, which is the 9th book in the Malazan Book of the Fallen series. For the Wheel of Time series, hosted by Sandra at Got a Thing for Things, we are up to The Fires of Heaven, and that is the August and September book. I may or may not get to that in August. I may read it in August. I may wait and read that in September, so we'll see how the month goes. And then Around the Disc in 800, hosted by Literary Diversions, we are reading Men-at-Arms, as well as Theater of Cruelty. I think it's just a short story in the series. And then also Soul Music by Terry Pratchett. Should be the 15th and 16th books in the series. And then for the Cosmere read-along with Elliot Brooks, we are reading the 4th book in the Stormlight Archives, which is Rhythm of War by Brandon Sanderson, and this is for August and September. So again, I may get to this one in August. I may wait until September, because we're also reading Dawnshard and starting Warbreaker. So we have all 3 of those for August and September. So we'll see which ones I get to in August and which ones I push off till September. All right, so that is all the books for my TBRopoly that are to be read in August. Okay, so we have a few books, these 4 books here for my Kindle, and then let's see if I can hold up the other stack. I have a couple placeholders in there to help make it correct, but okay. I think I have to step back a little bit. Okay, there we go. That's what I'm reading for August, plus the ones on my Kindle and a few on audiobook. So very exciting. A little terrifying. Not sure if I'm going to make it, but I'm going to give it my best shot, and I'm going to put these down before I drop them all, especially since they're library books and don't want to damage them. What does your August TBR look like? Are you keeping it light and rom-com-y for the summer? Are you having a really big TBR because you might be still on vacation and have some time to read? Or are you just gearing up for school and all of the things for fall and you're just chilling and not reading much? I would love to find out. Let me know down in the comments. And please like, comment, and subscribe if you wanna. And I have links to all of my socials down below, my Instagram and my Goodreads. And if you made it this far in the video, leave a big old book stack emoji in the comments to let me know you were here. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any videos from me, especially my upcoming Readathon TBR, because you'll wanna hear about all the 30 some odd books I'm trying to read in the month to do my Magical Readathon and the Camp Counselor Readathon and Buzzwordathon. It's a lot. Stay tuned for that video. So hit that notification bell so you don't miss when it comes out. And until next time, thank you so much for joining me and keep reading. Bye!